things. I look at my saved life and how there's nothing that you all have experienced that I haven't. Matter of fact, I think I experienced more. I experienced more rejection, more resentment, uh, pain, and it's how you respond to it. God look at how you respond. And one of my greatest helps of inward peace with myself. That's what I'm going to teach on this morning. Inward peace within myself. This is something that you can't teach a person. I biblically take the Bible, and Paul said, I think myself happy. And then use a process. But you have to be saved to even do that. There's nothing in this that you can do just because you're a human being. And you got to be a person that's willing to go all the way with God. I don't have no restrictions. If anybody had the heaviest restrictions, it was me, because I was shy. I was afraid to get in front of people. I was afraid of, in the beginning I was afraid of demons, for 1 week. And until my brother was demon possessed, and I was determined I wasn't going to leave him in there with them demons. I was ready to fight. And I knew that my fist couldn't do it. It was the name of Jesus, and I used it. And it's a life. There's certain things you can't teach people. It's a life that you live. And a lot of it comes from how did you deal with things before you came, and then how much of yourself are you willing to let God crucify in order to be this new creature that He's making in you. So one of the things in Galatians 6:1, you got the mic. Galatians 6, the first verse through the fourth verse, read.
Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, you which are spiritual, restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. For if a man think himself to be something, when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. And let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone, and not in one, and not in another.
Now, the people that are insecure, and you have a lot of people that profess to be saved and they're very insecure. Jealousy is envy and strife, and all of that stuff are from the insecurities of an individual. Even looking at others, how they operate, and even people having a relationship with people. I'm talking about whether it's friends, just brothers and sisters in the Lord. The insecurity of a person destroys themselves, and they cannot destroy the true sister or brother in Christ. They can only destroy themselves and their ministry. And now Galatians 6:4, it led up to, you got to start with the first verse, brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual restore. So helping the backslider, helping the person. Something happened this morning. I got a phone call from someone, and they fell. And I'm the type of person, I can work with a person who pray. The Lord dealt with me about humbling myself and just doing what God said. Let a person treat me any kind of way. This is what the person said to me this morning. They said, God dealt with me. And I said to them, this to you all for years. It ain't the person that defends themselves that God supports. It's the person that trusts and depends on God when adversity comes. It's not If I talk back, then he gonna shut up. If I do anything, he's not gonna respond to it. He only responds to two things, my faith and my praise. That's what God responds to. And me believing and trusting in him. And it was so easy to talk to someone that no longer blaming other people for their mistakes and their insecurities. When a person want to feel good within themselves. And a lot of things that we see in the church are the results of people's insecurity. And I feel if anyone should have felt insecure, it should have been me, the shy guy, the less. And I look at how God, success in every category is different. But success for a pastor is souls, not money, not material things. I'm talking about a real one. Now, there are some that feel that's the ultimate. But the pastor that is after God's heart, or the pastor who is pastoring with the heart of God, success is soul. It's not material things, and people weigh that they are nothing if they don't achieve certain goals. And an insecure person can't stand to see anybody that's secure, even with friendship, even with a brother and a sister relationship with one another. An insecure person is threatened because of the evil that lives inside of them. And the evil is them. It is not the devil. So Galatians 6:4, we're dealing with a person, we're taking fault, and then it's saying, bear one another's burden, and so forth. And the third verse, if any man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. And then this is the insecurities. Is when you have to make yourself larger than your real life. And just like you admiring what you saw last night. That's why I had to get out of there. He told me this, the people, not me. You're looking at stuff and thinking it's a relationship with God. Coming into a dead environment and having admiration for what you see, and and even among us, the insecurities among us, that's what break up relationships. That's why people can't get along with people. A person wastes their whole life always watching everybody find fault. Let me see if I can break that up. Let me see if I can find something against this person. It's all because of the insecurities within themselves. Why? Because I hit my hand on something the other day, and there was a little scar there, and I hit my hand, felt the pain, my eyes looked at it, my other hand comforted the hand, my whole body responded to something that happened to my hand. My eyes, my brain, my feelings, my other hand responded because a part of the body had just been damaged. And the person has been invaded by insecurities and does not know how to rejoice within themselves alone. They always have to have the cheerleading squad or approval of other people. And a lot of you all live that type of life. That's why you demon possessed, because you always want people to accept you. You have to be tell you to be with. You can't be with. And if God have you around your mother, then that's who you got to learn how to live with. People waste their whole life trying to change the structure of what God has done. You got to put a lot of energy in it. So you don't know what's in you. If you ever get an opportunity to really leave, you're going to find out that's going with you. That's how backsliders come back. Because when they failed, they tried to blame somebody, but when they went out there, they found out it was them. Because the same characters are not there. The same position is not there. So you could have a whole nother set of geographical location, you could have a whole another set of people, and you'll find out what's in you, even at the next place. So what I did, I learned how to love with what I have. And I don't give people the love that they want. I give according to disperse. There are some people, he said, back off. They no longer can be influenced in your life. Galatians 6:4, but let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone, and not in another. How can you have rejoicing in himself alone and not in another? How can you come to this place? This has been my strength. So when the brother called me this morning and told me I got a phone call. It seemed like my phone won't ring at a time, and then when it rang, it's multiple calls at the same time. And I dealt with the backslider. And I started sharing with them. I said, I already said these things to you. I told you how I came along, how I had to humble myself. I felt less than a man, letting somebody say what they want to, do what they want to. And I look at a lot of people, how they defend themselves, how they always, you know, it's pathetic to be a person that can't even deal with your own issues, and you always looking around trying to deal with other people's stuff, and you can't even deal with your own. Don't you know mess that's going to go someplace and create a greater mess? So how have I survived all these years? Being the person that I felt that shouldn't have been up front, dealing with the insecurities within themselves, and you can sit there and you can become lukewarm in feeling your insecurities, feeling like you shouldn't be the one that's singing, you shouldn't be the one that's speaking. When the opportunity comes, you want to draw back, or fear is manifesting itself. Now, it's one thing to go through that. You have to go through that, but to live there is torture. To live in a place of fear. To live where you never outgrow it. And sin and insecurity that keep you living there. Live where every time somebody develop a relationship in the church, you envy it. You jealous. You don't even have a ministry. Or you have a ministry and is gradually just fading out. The church is outgrowing your ministry. Why? Then you'll start thinking about going someplace else. Why? Because you don't know how to, the birth of evangelism is actually dealing with the backsliders. When you're dealing with, you're loving a soul. I ain't preaching to be popular. I ain't preaching to excite people. The Lord told me last night, he said, feed, don't excite. And I actually said something to someone, speaking of how they've been sitting on this great man of God for so many years, and how they left the doctrine and went to another doctrine. And then you would think that these people were steadfast and unmovable in the apostolic arena, but went to another doctrine like it ain't nothing. And it's because you could be entertained and not fed. The Lord say, feed. Say what I say. Because even in your mind, you think a good preacher is somebody who can mesmerize you. And you don't even remember what they said. All you know is you shouted. All you know you shook, you spoke in tongues. But what's going to really clean you is the word. So rejoicing within myself, let every man prove his own work. You got to prove it. And What is this conversation about in Galatians 6? A brother who's overtaken in a fault, being restored. And then how do you connect? So the Bible is connecting me helping my brother, me helping my sister. And then it said, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone and not in another? Why? Because I can help my brother, help my sister. And it's one thing to go on the streets, and that's the point I was trying to make, and go out there and witness. I mean, that's evangelism is the birth of babies. You know, anytime babies come in the environment, they're going to bring excitement, they're going to bring joy when babies come in the environment. But in order for the church to grow, and I'm not talking about membership, I'm talking about the spiritual house, the individual growing spiritually and so forth. We're going to come through this teaching, and then it's being concerned, just like my hand was hurt, and then my other hand rubbed the hand. My eyes paid attention to the hand. My whole body felt the pain of the hand. That's the way we're supposed to live as the body of Christ. But what the enemy has done is brought it where people really don't care about his body. We are his body. He has a head. And then he turn around, God is God, so he could set up his body any kind of way he wanna. So he's saying, I am the head, and you are the body. I said, now that's the way I made myself. So his family is connected to him. He said, I'm the head, you the body, and then the body was hurt, and the body helped comfort the body. The eyes looked. The whole body felt the pain. The brain told the hand, go over there and comfort the injured part. And the greatest trick is for him to get you to come in here and find fault in one another. You'll never be free on the inside. You'll never be free. Rejoicing in himself alone and not in another. Galatians 5 and 13 and 14. Read.
For brethren, ye have been called into liberty, for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another.
By love serve one another. Now, all of these scriptures are dealing with us helping one another. So, of course, if one of us fall, that prioritize that person. That person has been put in the category that I can leave you or stop dealing with you to deal with this one person. Even a new person can come in the church, and the people that's been here every day, a step in front of them to get in the office to talk. It's not having a mind of conscience of another part of the body need help more than another part of the body. Why? Because you're concerned about yourself. Psalms 55 and 22. Of course we cast our burdens upon the Lord, but the person that's failed, when God don't hear a sinner's prayer, that's the person that's in the church that's failed, and they have to go to the closest thing that God is in, and that's their pastor. Psalm 55:22.
Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. So
he's talking to the righteous in this process, but what about the person that's failed when God don't hear the sinner's prayer? The person is around the church and instead of falling, and when the person called this morning and they start agreeing I mean, without me saying anything, they start telling me my teaching that God dealt with them. You know, he said, it's me. I'm gonna have to humble myself. I'm wrong. It's my fault. And what it is saying is everything that transacted in my life is a cause and an effect. A cause and an effect. And it affects your whole life. It can start at one little small thing. The Bible said little leaven, there was a whole lump. And your whole life is dysfunctional because of one portion that you refuse to deal with. One portion of your life. And he started talking about how everything else is off. You know, the relationship you have with people, the relationship you have with your family, and so forth. Everything been thrown off because the relationship with God is improper. There are sicknesses among us. We had a place of judgment, and I was telling them, I said, now, you see that I don't fight my battles. I said, I don't say much around people. But the Lord told me, he said, I ain't finna let nobody treat you. Most of the people who come at me, they get sick. They don't have to, and the Lord will tell me, he said, they came at you, and I got them off. They don't even have to say nothing to me personal. They could think on evil, and they get sick. You know, something, when something happened back in Florida, and a person called himself going behind my back and tried to undermine me, the enemy came and attacked his family, the marriage. And then the mind got off of me, you know, and the Lord told me, he said, they came at you, he said, if they don't put it together, if they don't add up, you just did something to him and you got sick. You just did something to him and this happened in your family. And so I don't fight my battles. God got a way of getting you off of people's mind. You know, they can have an attitude with you and a sickness can come. Believe me, they ain't thinking about you no more. They trying to get well, you know. But it's the person that never adds it up. Proverbs 18. You ever see me not bothering with you about an area in your life, that means my hand's been washed. You want to sit around here, you want to sin, you want to sit around here and be lazy, you want to sit around here and you done made up your mind, you gone as far as you gonna go, and I don't push you and I don't bother with you about it no more. I have washed my hands with it. I washed my hands with it. I'm through with it. It belongs to God. And so you want to sit around here and you think that because you've been around here a long time, you think that this all God wants you to do, and I done said to you that God got more for you, and as far as you go, I seen Jalen out there this morning. What you doing out there in the shed this morning? You know, like he was trying to work or something or play, or something. He don't know I was sitting in the car. I was sitting in the car looking at the rearview mirror. He was in the shed. You working? Oh, y'all was working? Y'all was working, yes or no? Yeah, all right then, that's what I thought. You and the JV doing something, there wasn't no work. I ain't seen no JV, I just saw you, you know. But he could very easily, he would take that energy if he had somebody to teach him. He's up early, he want to do something. And he would take that energy instead of just going out there and playing, if somebody took the time to teach him something. Teach him how to, he'd be glad to mow the yard. He asked me, I told him, not right now, you too little, till you learn how to, you know, by him having all that energy, wanting to do something, if you taught him, then he'll grow up learning that. He'll grow up and don't be lazy. He'll grow up and want to work. Seen him out there this morning. He like everybody else sleeping, everybody else tired, so let me get up and do something. I thought he was going in there and come out to work, you know, he was doing something. But it's when you're willing to help. Proverbs 18-19, read.
A brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city, and their contentions are like the bars of a castle.
So when a person feel like they've been offended, a brother, a sister, feel like they've been offended, they feel like they have a legitimate right to be evil. And it's hard to win them over. They feel like it's legit. I've been treated wrong. You want to see some of the most evil, mean people in the church? People who have really been wronged and hurt and didn't respond to God right. They not right. Because God didn't look in and they holding on. They treat me wrong. They did me wrong. They did me wrong. I got a right to feel this way. I got a right to be evil. I got a right to can't stand you. They're afraid to say hate, but they really hate you. That's how they're going to hell, because they won't even admit that they hate you. They just show it in their actions. Acts 20 and 35. We are supposed to support the weak, but you can't help someone who is evil conscience. I saw the brother change his mindset, because you see I wasn't saying too much. I mean, he'll do stuff. I said, okay. He'll confess. I said, okay, I don't have much to say, because you confessing the same thing. You know, the same old thing. So I said, okay, you know. But this morning it was a difference. I said, I'm wrong. I'm wrong, and I'm tired of being like this. I'm tired of failing. I'm tired of living like this. So. And I'm the one, I need to humble myself. I need to do, but when you're dealing with fear, you ain't gonna pray fear away. You ain't gonna fast fear away. Believe me, I tried it. I tried to fast fear away. I tried to, pray fear away. The fear, I had to go and face it. You gotta get up. You gotta get up out of prayer. If it's standing up here singing, standing up here speaking, or doing what you gotta do, you got to stand up and just do it. You ain't finna get on your knees and then you're going to get up and the fear going to be gone. You ain't finna just fast and then you finish the fast, fear gone. You got to still get up there and do it with your fear and keep on doing it till you realize, I'm going to do this anyhow. For me to get before people and know that I'm not finna preach like the everyday preacher who's going to get up and just entertain. I had to go through something. I had to find rejoicing in myself alone. And I found it in helping the weak. Acts 20:35, read.
I have showed you all things, how that so laboring ye ought to support the weak, and to remember the words of the Lord Jesus, how he said, it is more blessed to give than to receive.
I can go through something, and I'm saying this morning, it hit me so, it's because I can be going through something. Now, it's not just helping people within itself, it's helping people that are listening and cooperating. It's not just being able to tell somebody what God say and how to do it, because it's grieving to talk to people who are not receiving. So it was good for my soul today to talk to someone who received, because it's unprofitable to you, not to me, if I have to help you and you grieve me. It's unprofitable to you. And that's the way life is. I think that's in Hebrews, the 13th chapter. Y'all love the Lord?
Amen.
Tell him I love you, Lord.
I love you, Lord.
I just want to be saved. Anybody want to be saved?
Amen.
Hebrews 13:17, read.
Obey them that have the rule over you, and submit yourselves, for they watch for your souls, as they that must give account, that they may do it with joy and not with grief, for that is unprofitable for you.
See, the man of God, it was joy. This inward, it was personal today that they may do it with joy. You know, watch over your soul, rule over you with joy. And then, but when you're grieving, it's unprofitable. It didn't say for me, it say for you. It's unprofitable for you. You have to keep telling somebody something, and they're not receiving it. It's so strong. Not as far as me being your pastor, that does not change the fact that I'm gonna still be your pastor, because even with this person this morning, they've been struggling a while. So it's not like they just heard me and they just did it. Through the whole struggle of me telling them before, it was grieving. But now they come to the place where they say, it's me. Say, I have messed my life up. I see why the people treat me the way they treat me. I see why my life is in this condition. I see why I'm going through this. I see why, and it's because of me, because I've done this. You came to the conclusion that everything, it was a cause and an effect. You realized that what caused the effect of everything was him. The way he acted, what he did, when he got mad, when he got upset, the way he was thinking. It affected everything. So now people be in your life, they don't trust you, people don't want to be around you, you know, and you really feel like, and you do, you really have something to offer the kingdom, and people don't even want to be around you. And you do have something to offer. They don't want to be around you because of your ways. And then a person starts living off, look, don't you know what I learned through all these years of being in the church? Don't you know what I learned? Then what you learned don't mean nothing. The only person that did what you did is a sinner, not a backslider, a sinner. Or a person is in a position where they don't have nobody else to go to but you. I don't want people to feel like you're the only person I have to deal with. I really don't want to deal with you, but you're the only one I got to deal with. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to live like that. I'm blessed, and I know I'm blessed. Romans 15th chapter. The example of Christ is telling us how to deal with people. To struggle with something and keep struggling with something. It's because you're inward insecurities. And your inward insecurities is a connection to God. I don't have no problem with everybody in the corner over there and they're in the clique and I'm over here by myself. I don't have no problem because I'm not really over here by myself. I got Jesus with me, so I can stand before people and say, thus said the Lord. You've seen people responding to what I say. And it's because of what I say is something that was already said and they rejected it. Now here come an outsider coming saying something that they know, and no way you know about what's going on the inside. Because somebody say, you know, we just dealing with one another. And now somebody on the outside come and say, thus says the Lord. You know, what about the struggling person? But you can't help nobody. The hungry don't feed. A hungry man ain't giving away no food. What a hungry man gonna do with the food? And when he get full, what he gonna do? How he save it? He what? He hide it like a dog. What that dog do when he ate enough food and he don't want the other dog to have it? He bury it. He remember where he put it at. He gonna bury it, and while he down there digging, he looking around to see if any other dog looking. You know, then he bury it, and he take his nose and cover it up. And he know he got some food stored in the underground refrigerator. And then when he done ran around and did what he wanted to do and burnt that food off, Then he's gonna go back, uncover his little stash, and then go at it. Season with dirt. And he finna tear it up. He finna be happy. You know. So it's the person that has, the Bible says, Jesus said, if you come to me, you'll never thirst again. It's the person that knows that they have a fountain that never goes dry. They have a resource that even if I give you some, I still got more. I still got more. You know, I can go over there and help you, and I ain't worried about attention. I ain't worried about who like me and who don't like me. I ain't worried about, because my love and my attention, I got it from the true source. It's from God. So I don't feel insecure if you don't let me in your clique, if you don't let me, or I'm looking at how you treat me, because even when you treat me a certain way, you think I don't know, I know why you got sick. You know, I know why you got sick. You said something about me you ain't had it, or you thought about something. That's why. We was dealing with some in a person. It was all us bishops together, and somebody went against one of the bishops. And they came in the office with all these accusations. And all of a sudden they got sick in the office. And it was about to pass out. I said, oh my God, please don't let him die in the office. He was accusing the bishop of something. And then I said, I don't know what's wrong with me. Oh, you could see the sweat popping off him. And then they had to get them and sit them down, and they looked like they was finna go out, you know. And I said, oh, God's showing who he with. You know, came with all these accusations. And then they look like they're about to pass out. Tell somebody I want to be saved. When you gotta love your brother, you gotta love your sister. Got to adjust. You mess up your whole saved life wrestling. You mess up your whole saved life envying something, desiring to be somebody and something besides what God wants you to be. You know, I seen them kids came to me last night. They didn't ask me for nothing. The children asked me nothing. I wanted to do something. Now the kids let me know I ain't eat that food enough. You know, she didn't ask me for nothing. I said, go in there and get what you want. Then I tried to make out a plan with her and Jada. Jada didn't want to cooperate. You know, the kids said, yeah, let's do that. I said, now, she got something to eat. Now, Jada, you go and get something to drink, and she can share what she eating with you, and you can share the drink with her, and then y'all will have two things. She said, yeah, let's do that. And nope. Jada said, nope. I want me some gum. I don't want it. Boy, I got him some gum. Then he gonna go over there and look at some $3.99. I said, you ain't getting that. $3.99 gum. You know. And I was just trying to show him, look, don't you know if you work out something with your sister, both of y'all will be benefiting. You know how finicky your sister is. She don't eat nothing look like, you know. And so he said, no. But he's a little boy. And I expect him that. He got what he wanted, you know. And then the admiration, the children, you know, they came and thanked me. And it was because I looked at children. Children look to adults or the parents for something. Now that child know I ain't none of her parent. Mackenzie know I ain't none of her parent, but I am a parent. I'm the spiritual papa. And she said, I ain't eat none of that food in there, you know. So she either very smart or she know how to get the bishop. She said, I didn't eat any of that food in there. First thing came to my mind, that's right. She don't half eat nothing. I said, go in there and get what you want. She went and got some peanuts. I said, get whatever you want. And it's when you know you're helping somebody else. And then I Then the other kids came around. I said, well, I can't be helping them and ain't helping them. I said, all of y'all go and get what you want. And then now, there's a relationship that the children have, even their own parents, because Bishop is allowed to come and just spoil and leave. And then when I get up here and preach, Jada might sit there like he ain't listening, but do something. He said, I don't want to hear Nuke. He ain't prayed while you're gone. I don't want to hear him preach. And I said, how you know he ain't prayed while you're gone? Because I was sitting up there, I ain't praying, and he with me. Jada just tell the whole story. I ain't praying, he's sitting over there with me, talking with me. I know I ain't praying, and he finna preach. I don't want to hear him. You know, so man, get with Jada. He gonna tell us his part and tell on you too. Say, yeah, he's sitting over here with me. I ain't praying. Prayer time, I'm sitting up, you know, and he over here talking to me, with me. So he told on himself and knew. You know, say he ain't prayed since you been gone. That Jada's something else, boy. Said, yeah, that's my friend, that Nuke. What he saying? He on my level. I know I ain't no preacher. He came in the middle of the day. What that you asked me the other day? You said, was you a preacher or something? Oh, he said, am I a chosen one? Now, this child, you think ain't listening to nothing, gonna come up to me, this little big head boy, gonna come and say, am I a chosen one? That's what it is. So that tells me he might be over there playing, but he listening. He want to know if he a chosen one. You keep sitting with Nick, what his name is? Nuke. Boy, I don't I'm gonna call him Nick. You know, Nuke, sitting over there, Nuke ain't praying, you be unchosen. And you want to be, help Nuke, get him in prayer. Pray with him, tell him you ain't got no demon in you. Pray with you. So ask him to pray with you. Help him get the Holy Ghost. All right? He ain't got no demon. Well, it don't manifest itself. You know. Y'all love the Lord? I want to be saved. 1 Corinthians, the 8th chapter. These little spiritual talk teachings that I have with you, and just being real. I see so much potential in Leela, so much potential, but I see the sensitivity in her and the hurt, you know, how she want to break out and just get away and just be a little girl. But she have to deal with things, the sensitivity, but you got to humble yourself and learn how to adjust to the environment you're in and love anyhow. Because there's a great, God will take, do you know how many children don't want to be around their parents? You know how many children get mad at their parents? Just about all of them. You don't think Lise and Daisy get mad at their mama? Oh, yes, they do. Yes, they do. Huh? You know, they'll call me, you know, and Lise, when she confessed, yeah, you bad, I can't even understand what she's saying. You know, I messed up, you know, I got mad at my mama, you know, she made me mad, you know, and Daisy, you know, I read the little book, and then my mother came over, and then she really got on my nerves, you know, so pray for me, Bishop, I was wrong, because my mother got on my nerves, and it was really hard, but they're children. Let their mother be gone for a week, let her be gone for 2 weeks, then they're gonna be looking for her. Then we ask them about it. Where my mama? Where my mama? Where mama? I want my mama. They'll be gone for a month. I want my mama. Yes, it will. Because there's gonna be things that you're gonna find out that everybody else ain't gonna do. You don't be seeing the things that they do until it's gone. And when it's gone, then you'll see the things that they do, you know. Because if Bishop was your parent, if you stayed with me, first thing I'll do is get with a little smoky dog. So you wouldn't want, I'd rather stay with Bishop. Nope. Bishop will send Pook down to the Undertaker dog place, the dog pound. Can't stay here, Pook. Why? Because I'll fall in love with him. I ain't gonna let nothing pull me away. You know, I know I will. MJ almost got me just for an hour. MJ came on just wagging his tail and then just, man, I couldn't stop rubbing on MJ. You know, I'm glad that a good came, walked away from me. So the dog will walk away from you too. You know, yeah. And so it made me feel even better. Y'all love the Lord? So I'm not gonna look at, this the family that God gave me. You all. And I got to learn how to love y'all. I ain't finna go someplace else and envy other people and look at that. What that little thing you say, love the house you're in, love your own, or?
Your own pond.
Yeah, what'd you say?
Your own pond.
What about your own pond?
You're supposed to tend to your own pond.
Tend to your own pond.
Tend to
You
someone
know,
else's
you over here want to get attention from over here, admiring over here, and don't even respect what you have. Tell somebody this where you at. You found they can have money, they can have that. Try to stay in the church. Try to live in that church. Somebody ain't got no place to stay. The Lord told me to come here. See what's what. Y'all love the Lord? So 1 Corinthians, I'm gonna get the questions at the end. 1 Corinthians 8, 11 and 12. What does it say?
And through thy knowledge shall the weak brother perish, for whom Christ died. But when ye sin so against the brother, and wound their weak conscience, ye sin against Christ.
So when you are the cause and effect, you don't want to be no part of the reason why a person backslide. They better not leave this church because of you. And it's not because of you bothering with them, but because of your strength, your knowledge. And through that shall the weak brother perish. Because of your knowledge, they perish. Because you don't know how to deal with somebody weaker. You act like you ain't never been weak. So the Bible says you sin against your brother because you offended them with your knowledge. You didn't help the weak person, the backslider. With your knowledge, you offended them. And then you say, and wound the weak conscience, and you sin against Christ. This is how much Christ is into us helping the weak one in the church. Not the weak one that's rebelling, the weak one that wants help. Because some folks I don't bother with them. I just don't bother. I can tell them something and then they do it or they don't do it. 2 Corinthians 1 and 14.
As also ye have a knowledge that's in part, that we are your rejoicing, even as ye also are ours in the day of the Lord Jesus.
See, so it does mean something to me if you changing and now you happy in the Lord. So that helps me. That strengthens me. It's just like you got a sore and then you tend to it and then it start healing up. Scab come over it, you know, and then let it sit there a while and it's healing up. Dead blood sitting on top of it. That's what a scab is. And then sitting up there, covering it up, and so no germs or anything to get in it. And then you give it a few days, and then the scale just ready to come off, and then the skin look light, and then after a while the color start coming back. Body healing the body. And you hurting yourself, your inward peace when you're not concerned about your brother and your sister. Don't you know I go through more than you all go through? Don't you know the enemy come and fight me in my mind and thoughts more than they do you? My thing is I have other people to help get my mind off of what I'm going through. I help the weak person. I help strengthen another person. I don't go around, an arrogant person who want to go around. I told all the ministers, I said, now you encourage the people. You don't go around rebuking people and correcting people. When I was a young minister in Florida, they didn't want to hear me. They didn't want to hear no correction from me. It was from the pastor. The pastor corrected everybody. So we encourage the people. We preach Jesus and him crucified. And then you're going to be somebody going to get up there and rebuke. Now, don't you know that person? Sister Linda was one that'll tear you up. A minister get up there, call herself correcting. He said, you better check yourself. She was wrong now. But she'll tell you. Make sure you lining up. You know, because she said, she'll walk up. She said, I'm watching you. You preach the right thing. You said what's right. But you better make sure you line up. She was dead wrong, but she gonna watch it too. You do something wrong. She gonna let you know. Oh, you get up there and you tell us to straighten up, but why don't you straighten up? Why don't you straighten up? She was wrong now. She was wrong, but she was gonna tell you. She gonna tell you that was a good message you preached, and you was right, but you better live it. That's what she would say. You know, she was wrong, but she sure told you. And so what we did, we stopped the brothers from rebuking and correcting people. We just preach Jesus, because them people gonna come at you. You could preach. You know what a preacher do? They'll preach a part that they ain't failing in. So if you're gonna talk about a correction, then you start dealing with the whole body. Then you need to get to that part where you failing in. You can't get up here and tell somebody about cussing and you don't cuss. You can tell somebody about doing something and you doing it. So they're only going to talk about. That's why you can't go around rebuking, because it's an area in your life that them people going to find. Let me tell y'all, watch my life. If they can find something, they'll use it. That's why you see me, I preach any part of the Bible. So the person that going to accuse me of something, it'll be God that backed me up. God done put everybody in place. Saints ain't dumb now. You're going to say, Bishop done stole $20. They're going to look at you like you crazy. How you stole $20 when he just spent $46 in the truck stop last night on junk food for them. So what bishop gonna steal some money from when he give it away? You know, felt good about it. You know, everybody got what they wanted. Big head Daisy got what she wanted. You know, where you was, Leela? Oh, I just not thought about it. You should have got out. I would have got you something. Yeah, you're right. Mike and Ari, y'all think about it sometime. Think about Leela and say, well, Leela liked the sound. I'd have bought us something. You know, but that's what you do. So I want to live. I'll finish this up later, but it's rejoicing within yourself alone. Now, if you got any questions, you can text it in to Heather, Arnetta, Mama Cloud. You know, don't text it to Minister Terry, because I don't know whether he might be. But no, he ain't been shooting no pool in a while, so he pretty good now. He doing better. I think that pain medicine got him. He can't see right no high. He might see 2 pool sticks. You know, so this is third hour prayer. May God bless you. May heaven